give me a second. We'll need to cut this bit out. Yes, CJ? Can you what? Hello, as always, guys, and we are back with more Simpsons in review.
Whoop, whoop.
As always, it's myself, Michael, and joining me is...
Chris.
Yeah,
Me, this guy.
that's the one. It's weird now, having not seeing each other. That's right. I mean, yes, we can see each other. Ignore that. There's nothing behind the curtains.
Yeah. Like, this is live, but it's not live.
Yes, live and at 7. So, we're back. Season 2, Part 2 of our run-through of all the episodes of Simpsons of all time, forever. And Chris, how do we think? What do we think of these episodes?
I think this has been probably the best set that we've had now in our wee grouping of them. I think this is my favourite thus far.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed these ones. I watched them today before I came on.
Yeah.
Because I like to watch them just before I start.
Mhm.
And I had a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed them.
There was a lot of like big episodes here, out of this 5.
Yeah.
But they were... I don't know if I enjoyed them quite as much because there was a lot that really irked me and got me annoyed.
Oh.
Yeah, but
So,
go on.
let's run through them then.
Sure.
Let's run through and we'll get to your annoyances, your grievances, and let's see if we can air them out.
Sure.
We start with Bart versus Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
and we follow Bart as he falls out with his sister after burning her diorama
Mhm.
in the fire because he kind of wanted attention. He wanted to be the big man at Thanksgiving dinner, bringing in the turkey.
Mhm.
And the big thing is, when he gets told to apologise, he runs away and goes and finds some homeless people to have lunch with and gets on the TV and is like, fuck you, mum. Fuck you, dad. Look at me now.
Yep.
But you've got some grievances with this episode,
Bart's
don't you? You were saying.
Bart's a dick.
Yes. Yes, he is.
We knew Bart was bad, but this is showing a really big extent to Bart just being bad. Like, he is being awful, truly terrible and awful in this episode. Like, if you'd just maybe waited a second, the turkey could have found a place. In fact, no, there's 3 people to blame in this episode. There's Bart, who, is obviously the main one to blame at this, but the other 2 people to blame are Patty and Selma, who decided to
Yes.
bring food.
Like, what a dick move. Like, who does that? I would be so
Patty and
offended
Selma do that, and they are just horrid people to be around.
Yes.
Homer tries in the first few seasons
Yeah.
to get along
Well,
with them
they
and to
just
be like, oh, I'm your brother-in-law. Nobody likes it, but yeah. But
they
they're
just come in like, I hate you and you're the worst. And then our mum shows up and like, Marge, you're a disappointment.
Yeah, you never do anything
Everything you
right.
do.
Oh,
Well, you're like, oh my god, your family's the worst.
yeah.
Even though Homer's maybe the bad guy, he's like, nope, your family's the bad guy.
Marge has come a long way from her family. But no. So, I get, obviously, it's for Bart to learn later on that he's done wrong and he's, Lisa's worked hard on this cornucopia, so he should feel bad. But it's the constant Bart, apologize. No, I don't want to apologize. Why should I apologize? Because I did something wrong. Well, you did something wrong. So you need to kind of acknowledge that and, apologize. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to apologize. Instead, I'm just going to run away and make you all worry about me and make the situation worse. And then, when he goes on TV, screw you, I'm not going to apologize. Why would I apologize?
But do you know what the weird thing about that is? Even though it's probably him at his baddest so far in the season, well, and so far, it's him at his most childish. It's the first time in a while that he feels like an actual kid. Like, that's something a kid would do, because that's how their mind works. Like, I remember when I was younger, I got into a scuffle with a boy. I must have been about 8, and my football boot came off, and it hit him in the ear, and it burst his ear by accident. That bit was an accident, and I ran home to my mum, got told I had to go apologise, and I ran away.
Jeez.
Didn't get very far. I got like down the road hiding behind a big pile of wood chips,
Mhm.
and I got made to apologise. But yeah, it seems to be like a kid thing to be like, I'm just going to run away from this situation. I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah.
But my big issue with him is when he does apologise.
Mhm.
It's like, sorry, I forgive you, move on. He doesn't actually get any ramifications for his actions whatsoever. Even Marge and Homer, like, we do quite okay. And he's like, no, you don't. You actually don't. You have sat in the house when your son's been missing.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
The other sort of weird thing is there's I guess it just what you can pull from it is that they sort of appreciated being a family. Like, oh, we don't care about the whole argument that's been and gone, and like we're just glad to have you back.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't sort of acknowledge it, then he's not going to learn anything.
No. And then we move on to the next episode, and everything that happened is just washed away because that's how it works. It's like you don't get
Mm-hmm.
2 episodes that relate to each other.
Nope.
But yeah, I find some of the funnier moments in this one of like when he gives blood and then he finally collapses.
Yep.
And then the dog eats his cookie. I'm like, that's quite good. That's nice Simpsons kind of dunk, dunk, dunk timing of jokes, which I thought was really well.
Yeah.
I liked his wee relationship with the homeless guys when they give homeless people a better rep than,
Mm-hmm.
society tends to, when you realise they're actually kind of nice people. They're just people.
Yeah. And that bit sort of just makes you feel, sort of sorry in your. I don't know, that's like probably not the best word to use, but it does make you feel like, that's fucking when the guy leaves and he's just like, I'll see you at Christmas, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah, that's bad. So yeah, there's some good moments in this episode.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it. I liked watching Bart have a tantrum, and when he jumps out and he just stomps on all of the flowers.
Yeah.
He's just jumping on the flowers. I'm like, man, this is such a 10-year-old thing to do. Like, I don't like your flowers.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And the dog comes with him because he is like Bart, that's chipped out for food-related issues.
for eating chicken or turkey or whatever, eating the drumstick.
Yeah. So, I would give this episode, because I'm just going to start rating episodes
Whoa, we're
now.
rating
That's what I'm
things
doing.
now.
Yeah, I'm moving up in the world.
Yes.
So this episode for me is a solid 3.5 out of 5.
1 turkey drumstick out of 1 turkey. That's how I'm rating it.
Whoa.
I know.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad rating, but it's a rating nonetheless.
We're gonna have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
But then we move on to the next episode, which is Bart the Daredevil, where Bart wants to become a daredevil.
Kind of title tells you it all.
I know, it really does. So they get tickets to go and see a monster truck rally featuring
Monstersaurus.
No, it was Truckosaurus. Get it right. Give him the respect and appreciation that he deserves as a giant truck dinosaur robot.
I'm sorry.
Every part of that sentence I loved more than the last.
So true. So, what I've liked about this one is see when it starts and the advert's on the television, and then both of them run and embrace each other.
Yep. Sunday, or Saturday.
Yeah.
Classic.
I thought it was really good. It was like a nice bonding moment between the two of them when you realise both of them are idiots.
Yeah.
And like idiot things.
But it's just, so it's the simplicity of it, like that pure primal urge to see people get injured and things explode. I'm sure you can relate to that, Chris.
Me? No.
No, never.
I am highbrow these days.
You sure you don't just want to see things explode? Is that not just your lot in life?
Not at all.
Cool. No, you're meant for more.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, Bart becomes wants to become a daredevil, and he starts and he gets injured, and everyone's like, "No, don't do that. You'll get injured." And then he goes to see. First of all, I'm sorry. Let's dial back a second. Let's dial back to Lance Murdoch and his amazing stunt that inspires Bart. What does he jump over? He jumps over sharks, electric eels, crocodiles, piranhas, and a lion. I'm sure that would. And the drop of human blood.
Yes, the special ingredient.
To get them all going, to get them all riled up.
Yeah. makes the jump beautifully. What a great stunt. Only Bart sees it, and he falls
It
in
just
afterwards,
falls
waving
in.
to the cliff.
It's so good. That's so good and simple.
What I like about that is you think that's where the joke would end,
Yep.
but it doesn't. He gets out the pool and gets dragged back in by the line.
Yep. Seeing Lance Murdoch in later episodes is just such a joy, because it's that moment of he succeeds in everything, but it's just that little second afterwards where it utterly fails, and it's just such good writing.
Yeah, he's a nice kind of out of the box character for them to just kind of throw in. He's kind of like Mole Man, where something mental's going to happen, but you just don't know what yet.
Yeah, Mole Man. Oh bless.
Love Mole Man. Not seen him yet.
No. Oh no. So Bart goes and sees the Daredevil in hospital in his full body cast, and the Daredevil's like, go for it.
Yeah. Bones heal, chits dig scars, and we have the best doctors per Daredevil ratio in the world.
That's not a good ratio. It's not
so good.
That's not a plus, man. But yeah, so Bart's like, cool, I'm gonna go jump Springfield Gorge. Cool. And we witness one of the most iconic moments in Simpsons history, where Homer jumps the gorge and fails.
The best part of that is the build up to it of him running, and it's this really touching moment. They play it so well. He stops him by spearing him off the skateboard, and then he gets up and goes, "Do you know what? I'm going to show you what it's like to watch someone do something utterly stupid and probably die, and see how you live with it." Talking to 10-year-old here, Homer, like, you're ready to kill yourself. And Bart's like, "No, I love you, Dad. I won't jump anymore. It's fine." And he just goes, "I've never felt this close to you as I do right." And he just goes over the edge and then starts doing the jump. I'm like, beautiful.
But he was going to make it. Oh boy, he was going to make it.
Yeah. And then we have the iconic scene of him falling down the cliff, getting lifted out, and then falling back down the cliff.
So
which ended up becoming such a...
I don't know if Disney Plus edited this, or if it's been changed in some way.
They should have fell twice.
Yeah, I remember seeing him falling twice, and then when he lands the second time, the whole gurney that he was on smacks him in the head.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
And then maybe too violent. Who knows?
It's not like the episode's got Michael Jackson or something. Oh, no. Let's not get into that one.
Well, technically they don't have Michael Jackson in those ones.
No, not yet. But that would be a reason would that be a reason to remove an episode? Maybe.
I have an interesting fact about that episode that I'm just going to say the now.
Oh, is it
Michael Jackson did the voice?
Yeah,
but he never did the song.
No,
he wasn't allowed to sing the song for record reasons, like some kind of music industry reasons.
Yeah.
How odd is that?
It's very...
That you got an impersonator to do the song, but paid Michael Jackson probably a shit ton of money to do the voice.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
Very much so.
But yeah, so that was weird. And again, this episode did one of my favourite things in terms of comedy, and that's something instantaneous. So like, I remember watching a show recently, and it's like, oh, don't touch that plant. It's super poison, deadly ivy something. And like, they're like, oh, what? And then like a fly comes along, or like a really big butterfly, lands on it, and instantly just goes upside down. And it's dead. Just like instantly turned over and dead. This did the same thing where the car drove instantly into a tree. The ambulance just drove straight into a tree. And it's gold. Absolute gold. Because there's so much you think, well, what? How quickly did they drive? And shouldn't they have realised it was a tree? What? Huh? And it throws you off.
The problem with that is now, see, because that big chunk of it's been cut, it makes that joke less impactful, because that's the start of the build-up of the rest of the ridiculousness of him falling back down the cliff.
Oh yeah, and I remember when, the first time you see that, or back when you watch it in the old, when it's got the full set, you remember being floored for a good few minutes, laughing at that, because it's so funny. So
it's such
funny.
A good moment.
And that, to me, is probably one of the first proper laugh out loud moments of The Simpsons. The first one where you're like, that is hilarious. And it's not a
like
simple subtle thing. It is very in your face, and it's like, this is funny, and you're like, yeah, I know it's funny.
it's when they decided to have a wee bit of Looney Tunes esque
Yeah,
kind of ridiculousness,
and
which is good. This is
yeah,
the trending away from drama to being, let's be a cartoon, guys. Let's be a bit really dumb with this.
yeah.
And I like it. I think it suits them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Realizing that they are a cartoon.
So the next episode
Yes.
is Itchy and Scratchy and Marge.
Mm.
And Marge can go fuck right off.
Yeah, she was a little bit
Moving
hypocritical
on.
in this. Go on.
Yeah. No, just moving on.
Oh, to the
Don't
next
want to talk
the next
misses.
episode?
Yeah. Yeah, just joking.
Ah,
Just because that kind of sums that episode up.
yep.
Is Marge is a cunt. Ah, damn it! I said the C word. I wasn't going to say the C word.
I was trying to hold back my swearing. I don't know how I did, but I was trying to hold it back. But
Yeah, I'm trying myself to do that. So, in this episode, Marge finally notices how violent Itchy and Scratchy is.
after Maggie beats Homer over the head with a mallet.
Yes.
Yep.
And he becomes scared of Maggie because she wants to stab him with a pencil
Very-
because Itchy and Scratchy does it.
Very nice nod to Psycho in that episode.
Oh, that was such a well done moment. Like, they parried it so well. See, just the paint falling over and going down the drain.
Mhm.
It was brilliant. Mars decides she wants to get rid of Itchy and Scratchy.
Yep.
Like, no, we're going to make it good, family friendly fun.
Yeah.
And she wins by, doing the usual, I am going to cancel you until
Yep.
you get what I want.
Rally the troops.
And it worked. Yeah. She rallies all the very conservative crowd of violence means that kids are going to get skewed because of cartoons and all that stuff. The things that we still deal with people saying violence in video games and blah, 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 nonsense. But the biggest thing that happens in this is Michelangelo's David's coming on tour to Springfield.
Yes, for some reason.
Because Springfield, actual cultural capital of the United States.
Apparently so.
And he's full frontal nudity because it's depicting the human form. And her friends say that David needs to be censored or taken away. You can't do it. And she becomes the biggest hypocrite in the world because she's like, I like that statue because Marge is an artist. She likes art. And she lets Itchy and Scratchy turn back to what it used to be because you can't have one without the other, apparently.
And like, there are different variations, but that's the thing. Art is so subjective. For us, for example, what we found that Homer falling down a cliff to be hilarious. Somebody could think that's terrible, and they're absolutely entitled to that opinion. But then there's this whole, you can't sort of you can flip-flop, you can have different opinions, but like, I don't know, man, it's such a weird one.
Right, but my biggest issue with stuff like this, and I get the joke they're making because I'm pretty sure The Simpsons was going through that as well. More likely, The Simpsons was parried in basically themselves because I'm pretty sure they were going through complaints of cartoon violence at the time because they were starting to lean towards that with Homer strangling his kids. Not on. I'm going to put out there. You can't show that. But my issue with that is violence on cartoons does not cause violence in people. No matter how much they want to say it does, it doesn't.
No, and Roger Meyer Jr. actually makes a really good point of that in this episode. He said,
what is it he says?
He says that violence has existed long before cartoons.
Yeah.
And there's been multiple wars and everything long before cartoons and televised violence occurred.
Yeah, because the way I see it is, they're fine with saying cartoons shouldn't show it, but films can. And quite a lot of the films at that time were not 18s. They showed pretty intense violence. Just because you don't see blood doesn't mean you're not showing violence. Nowadays, it's skewed towards sex more than violence. You can show violence as much as you like and call it a 12. Put a bit of nipple out there. No.
Whoa.
Suddenly, now you're the worst in the world. So,
but,
yeah.
Because people aren't allowed to have nipples, apparently.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have genitals or any of that, and that's kind of what this episode's poking fun at. Is like
Yeah.
you can't just decide that this affects people without studies. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true.
Hmm.
Because video game violence has been blamed for umpteen things, and it's like no, because millions upon millions of people don't go out and murder everybody after a game of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because one person does, that's because they more likely have a way more stuff happening, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
Outside of Maggie, that's a Maggie thing. Maggie is known psychotic though; like she'll kill
Oh
anybody.
yeah. She's fucking injured so many people. She is a mastermind.
Yeah,
That
she
child
is.
is a insanely good mastermind.
She's a James Bond villain
Oh
in the making.
God.
But I don't have much more to say about this episode. I enjoyed it. I thought I had some kind of nice moments.
No,
And
I'll always appreciate Alex Rocco coming in doing the voice for Roger Meyer Jr.
yeah,
That's always nice.
I liked Bart and Lisa trying their damnedest just to keep watching it.
Also,
under their
I just love the what was it, Porch Pals? I just love the lemonade, please, and then
Please.
how it actually goes on, and they're like, "Oh, you make the best lemonade." Stop.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing with that episode. It brings up a decent point though.
Hmm.
Is maybe not violence and all this warping kids, but television in general.
Hmm.
Because the minute they couldn't get their cartoons,
Oh,
they got bored.
they went
and
outside
out
and
to play.
lived. Yeah.
So it brings up an actual point there that they kind of gloss over of like, is it actually telly that's the bad thing? It's just media in general not great for kids because they forget to go outside. We're right in the middle of a pandemic. We're kind of not allowed to go out, and I'm noticing Roche kind of just wanting to be on computers all the time. So I don't know. I think that brings up a more deep-rooted
Yeah.
problem with all of us.
I have one final point on this episode.
Go for it.
How bad now? Obviously, with your Saturday morning cartoons, your Saturday morning TV shows, they feature lots of other stuff. So obviously, there's the cartoons petered about, but then there's other like little games and stuff that they would do. How bad was the rest of Krusty's show that once they stopped showing Itchy and Scratchy, his show was just nothing? It was just nothing to the kids.
Yeah, it's like he does nothing else. Like he genuinely comes in and goes, Itchy and Scratchy's hunt, and then goes away.
Yeah.
That's his whole life. But yeah, because you never see Krusty's show properly outside of him talking about Itchy and Scratchy,
No,
really.
we see a couple things with like Sideshow Bob and Sideshow Mel. But yeah.
But it does show you how bad it is because when Sideshow Bob takes over, suddenly kids are really interested in it.
Yeah, they realise they're learning, and that's good.
Yeah.
Next episode, Bart gets hit by a car. What happens in this episode again? Well, so Bart is skateboarding along, and suddenly, out of nowhere, Mr. Burns comes along and hits him while he's skateboarding in his car.
Yeah.
Now, did you notice something in particular in this episode that did not feature in any of the other episodes prior?
No, actually.
At the start of the episode, it features the episode name on the bottom of the screen.
I didn't notice that.
Yep. Just a couple minutes in as Bart's skateboarding along, you'll just see like episode 10, Bart gets hit by a car. Or fucking...
That's really odd.
Yep. And it's like, I think it's the only episode that does that, and I have no idea why.
That's really weird.
Right.
Do you think it was put in for like other people who might do like a test screening or something, and then they forgot to take it out?
Possibly it was either that or the animators, or maybe it's in most. I can't imagine it's in all the other episodes. They take it out.
No,
maybe it was like a
test.
test. It must have just been a test screening thing.
Yeah. Because of the subject matter, maybe because they are talking about something on the more serious side of life.
Oh yeah, they're talking about fraud.
Yeah.
And
the fact that he got hit by a car.
Yeah.
By a rich person who wanted to drive away. It was a hit and run case.
Yeah.
It was going to be a hit and run case.
Yeah.
So the big thing with this episode is Bart Hurts gets a broken toe, we bang in the head.
Mm-hmm.
People just kind of let it go. Mr. Burns Smithers realizes you're gonna get sued. Like, it's going to happen. Let's get ahead of it. And offers them the most pathetic cash settlement, which doesn't even cover the medical bills.
Yeah.
Which pushes Homer to go and talk to a really crooked lawyer, Lionel Hutz, attorney at law.
Yep.
Which goes out this the thing that you all think it's going to go into. They make Bart look worse than he is.
Mm-hmm.
He becomes super injured with soft tissue damage and broken legs and concussions and everything else in between. And Marge sticks Homer in because Marge thinks that you should be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie for you, which I kind of agree with, but at the same time I'm like, it's Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
It's like the dude was going to drive away from your son lying on the road. Like, he's not a good person. He wasn't even going to pay your medical bills for hitting your 10-year-old with a car. Kinda weirdly on Homer's side of, let's take him for everything he's worth, because he nearly killed our son and didn't care that he nearly killed our son.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, I don't think Mr. Burns has that sense of, like, guilt or empathy. I think he's probably killed many a people in the past and not cared about it, or had people killed in the past.
Yes.
And I don't think God damn it. I don't think killing children or a child, either one, take your pick, would really affect him in any great sense. He does it. He's probably done it in the past. He will do it again in the future. Attempt to kill a child. So, try and get some money out of him, but just make sure that you're not talking too loudly when you're talking about your methods of doing it.
The big thing with that one is, see, cartoon, it's not meant to be realistic, but see if you take in a realistic sense, see if they just took him to court for hitting their son without any of the extra injury stuff, they'd have probably still won because of just daft things in America, like medical bills and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they'd have won if they took him to trial because he hit somebody in the road. At least in my opinion, they would have, but he's rich and, the super elite in the Simpsons world, so he'd have probably got away with it.
Probably.
And it nearly ruins Homer and Marge's marriage for some reason. I felt like that was so unneeded in this episode.
Yeah, that was just sort of tagged on. I totally forgot about that being tagged on at the end. And it was just treated... It was very extreme.
Yeah, because it was treated so seriously. But it was only like 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like, Homer's like, I don't love you anymore for what you did to me. Like, you ruined my only chance to not be poor, basically. And I don't know if I can look at you anymore. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, seriously? We're actually doing this now in the last minute of this episode? And then he looks at her and goes, oh, I've always going to love you. And you're like, where was the point? Where was the actual point in this?
Yeah, that really just felt
Maybe
like
if
padding.
that happened, imagine if that happened halfway through.
Yeah.
So it kind of comes out that Marge is going to go up to testify. She's going to be a witness. It's not a surprise when everybody knows she's going up, and then they fall out because Marge says to him, I will not lie for you. And then Homer knows that she's going to go up and tell the truth, and you watch his reactions of her telling the truth, and then you have this thing. Then you'd at least have some weight behind it. You've had time to let it develop. But no, it's just, I hate you. I can't believe you did this. Oh no, I love you again. Awesome. Thanks. Bye. Next episode, like, what?
Yeah.
There wasn't that many jokes and stuff in this one that really hit home with me either.
No, there doesn't.
No, it was...
it was sort of one of the toned down. This was a lot more like family drama, less less comedy about this one.
Yeah, it wasn't grand. It was like I got the premise, but I wasn't the. Actually, more I'm thinking, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. It just annoyed me more than anything. Of basically, I know it's meant to be like, haha, look, you've got caught in your lie. But I'm just like, that's just another old rich guy getting away with doing something bad again, and we're to laugh at that.
Well ahead of its time.
I know, right? Now imagine an episode like nowadays. Ooh. Be very much on the nose.
Shall we check out the next episode in that case?
I think we should. Let's move on.
One fish, two fish, blowfish, bluefish.
Yeah.
Brilliant title, Nate. Title for this episode. Brilliant name for an episode.
So in this one, Homer eats a blowfish, which you can get as sushi, and he thinks he's going to die because it turns out the assistant chef cut it wrong, and everybody's pretty sure that he's been poisoned. He's got 24 hours to live.
Yep.
And it's a very lovely episode of watching him try and finally be a real person,
Yeah.
even if it's just for a day, trying to fix his mistakes
Yeah.
that he's made in his life. And it's really touching, this episode, actually.
Yeah, this is sort of a really deeper episode, talking about obviously like this is someone dealing with mortality, which is a very deep subject. Someone realizing, oh shit, I don't have long left, and actually like appreciating their time, which is super heartfelt. Still brings a comedy into it. Again, another iconic moment. In his 22 hours left to live, Homer obviously tries to do everything he can, teaches Bart to shave.
Yeah.
Brilliant, so funny.
Then you put the aftershave on, and that's how we shave.
I still, to this day, will do that when I put aftershave on. After just shaving, I will put aftershave on and just, do the whole thing.
Me too.
Yes, you. You'll do it too.
Yeah.
God damn it, Chris.
Yeah. I liked his wee moment with Lisa. I feel like it's his first time in the early seasons that he really spent some real time with Lisa.
Yeah.
And it's so sad watching him kind of break down and then get really happy. And it's really sad, Dan, because it's like you've finally realised that you like her music. Like, you should have known this already.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, no, I think it was just that she changed it from being like a really sad beat to a really upbeat thing that he actually recognised. But
yeah,
I think it was just nice for him to realise that like they could be close despite them being such opposites, because they are very different people. Like Homer and Lisa are like on opposite ends. In most senses. Grandpa taking up all of his time was quite funny.
Yeah.
Obviously not getting to like hang glide and stuff.
And then he decides to still go to Moe's for a drink, even though he shouldn't have done. And Barney gets a puncture, and I love the music of him running home.
Yeah.
It was so out of the blue of him running home. There was this kind of
acoustic,
almost. It was like George Michael.
Yeah, it
one
did.
Of the George Michael
Faith. It sounded a lot like Faith. Yeah.
I just don't get why when he got home, instead of just coming home, he bangs on the window.
Yeah,
it's like, mate, this is your house.
Yeah,
just come in.
Just come in the door. You know him. He's being dramatic and stuff.
Yeah.
This. Go on. Sorry. Carry on.
You go.
No. My stuff's for the end, or more like pretty much the end of the episode. To carry on.
So was mine.
Oh, well, go first then.
Okay. What I was going to say is, we get the real crux of this episode in watching in our eyes Homer dying, and him listening to the Bible and audiobook, and see that scene, just the way it was shot was brilliant. Like him looking out to the sun rising, camera behind him, and just his hand dropping the cassette tape, and the tape stopping was very powerful for a Simpsons episode. That was really powerful imagery, because your next scene is Marge waking up and her husband's not there, and her coming to terms with that she knows she's going to go find him dead downstairs.
Yeah,
that's big for an episode about little yellow people.
Yeah,
like actually people with 3 fingers. This is
four,
is really
4 fingers. Are you not counting thumbs? Shut up with your fucking. Look at me being technically correct. Shut up. God, I hate this. Why am I on this show?
There are 4 phalanges. Is that better for you?
Shut up and just continue talking about your stupid favourite TV show.
Yes. I was having a really deep meta, spiritual moment here, and then you had to go pull me up on fucking fingers.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry for why I am like I am.
My point is done anyway. Like, it was just a beautiful moment, and it was shot beautifully. It was almost cinematic how they did it.
Yes, it was very good. Sorry, I was taking a drink. We had 2 guests in this episode. Do you remember who they were?
No, I didn't know there was guests in this one.
So one read the audiobook for the Bible.
Oh yeah, I don't know who that is.
Larry King. Larry King is I don't know if he did news, but he was like a broadcaster. I don't know if he did news or if he did radio.
He's a news guy. I've just looked up his picture.
Sure. Yeah, he's like super old. And the other guest, George
Isaac Lee Hayes was also did the song. Oh no, I'm getting mixed up. Sorry, I'm looking up the wiki trying to be a smart ass and really failing.
What do you mean the song?
Because the
guitar?
Because Bart and Lisa sing Shaft.
Oh yeah. Jesus.
I know. So who's the other guy? Sorry,
George Takei.
Was he one of the sushi chefs? In?
He was Akira, the host.
Oh yeah, right, cool.
Yeah. Oh, George Takei.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's some new information.
We're getting a lot of like guests, and it's great how we're getting more and more guests coming in. As sorry, I've just jumped ahead, and one of them was quite funny. It was one of the guest stars, but it's in a much later episode.
Okay.
So blowfish, bluefish, go fish, glue-fish. What did you think? What's your rating, which you've been so well sticking to? Yeah. Been sticking to that so well.
This one is very much for the fact that it's like a drama. Is for me, it's a 5 out of 5 because I was invested in what was going to happen. When I first watched this when I was wee, I genuinely thought he was going to die.
You do. That's we're told. Yeah, that's like what we're told.
Truly. Yeah, you truly think that this isn't a joke.
Mm-hmm.
This is set up to take the show in a different direction. And yeah, like I was upset knowing that he was going.
Yeah,
like this was a sad episode to watch him become a better man.
Yeah,
and then the best bit of it though is I'm going to live my life to the fullest.
And then
it's him
just sitting watching TV eating pork rinds. Oh god.
I agree with him doing that though, because living your life as your fullest isn't being somebody else. It's being completely true who you actually are, and he's being who he is.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of okay with him doing that.
Yeah, it's not
because I think if you've seen the next scene of him hand gliding, you'd be like, no,
nobody would really do that. You just want to like. You're happy knowing that you've survived and you can go on living as you wanted to live.
Yes.
But it's still quite funny.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Good. Well, those were some good episodes. Some deep episodes. And they the next ones tend to be a bit more... not really. Well, yeah, actually. God, they are. I don't even know how you describe these episodes. Obviously, just need to wait and watch them. The next ones we have are The Way We Was, which is the story of how Homer and Marge got together. We have Homer versus Lisa on the Eighth Commandment, which is where they get cable.
I love that episode.
Principal.
That's when
that's where they get the Good Morning Burger, I think.
The Principal Charming.
Principal Charming is the next one after that. And then, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, so good.
Yep. And Bart's dog gets an F.
I don't know that one. I'm reading up on it. Oh, this is the one where he has to teach him. You have the scene where the dog doesn't understand, but it's just going, mama, 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 mama.
Yep.
Cool. Some good ones to look forward to.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I just need to go over the what I was laughing at before is obviously the guest stars that are coming in later episodes. There's some big ones. One of which is Dustin Hoffman, the actor.
Yeah.
But he's not credited as Dustin Hoffman. He is credited as Sam Ettick,
I don't get it.
as in Semitic, because he's a Jewish person.
All right. Okay. Fair.
It's a little bit of comedy.
Yeah, that's a bit too highbrow for me.
I don't know if you'd appreciate that level of comedy.
Yeah. Then you've got Danny DeVito's coming up in the next one.
Yeah.
Is his brother.
Danny DeVito. So good. Anywho.
Yeah.
Some good stuff.
Do you want to take us out?
But we are only...
Do you want to take us out?
Well, God, can I not just wrap things up? But we're so desperate to finish up now. Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise you had more to say there.
Guys,
my apologies. On you go.
Guys, it's always a pleasure, but Chris is always the worst. I'm always the worst too. We're both always the worst. See you next week, or next time.
Next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.